हॅलो. अरे जॉईन झालात का सगळे?
येस मॅम.
बाकीचे कुठे आहेत? 5-7 जणच आहेत आता.
मॅम सगळे नाही जॉईन करत आहेत आता.
का बरं?
माहित नाही.
किती जण असतात?
पहिले 22 वगैरे असायचे, आता 10 जण असतात फक्त.
होय. बर. पीपीटी दिसते का मॅडम? जरा इकडे.
मॅम झालेली स्क्रीन शेअर, अजून आहे चालू. पीपीटी फक्त दिसत नाही आता.
हा. 2 मिनिटं थांबा. तोपर्यंत कोण जॉईन होते का बघूया आपण. चालू करते मी, तोपर्यंत थांबा जरा. शेकेशन कोड नाही कुठं बघायचं आता? ते
हे क्लोज करायचे.
हा, तिथं पीपीटी घेतलेली. काय पीपीटी म्हटले त्यातलं हार्ट. आता दाखवायची कशी? ती दिसेना झाली. दिसते का ग पीपीटी?
नाही, अजून शेअरच नाही केली.
की इथपर्यंत आले, परत कुठे गेले कळलंच नाही.
दिसते मॅम.
दिसते ना?
येस मॅम.
Now today's practical comparative anatomy of heart. आता आपल्याला काय सगळं घ्यायचं नाहीये, थिअरीचं घेतलंय तसं. फक्त आता तुम्हाला मी एकदा एक आपलं तुम्हाला रिव्हिजन म्हणून एक घेते मी सुरुवातीला. पण जे तुम्हाला प्रॅक्टिकल आहे तेवढं फक्त आपण रिपीट करूया. हार्ट, which is a important organ of the body, then it is covered by pericardium. Inside them there is a presence of pericardial fluid which protect the heart from the mechanical shock. So it is a sac-like organ comprising chambers. These chambers are auricle and ventricle, receives blood from the or deoxygenated blood from the vein and pumps it towards the arteries. Pure blood supplied towards the arteries. So there are types of heart: single chambered heart, which is found in the cephalocaudate. Then in the two-chambered heart which is found in the cyclostomes. Only auricle, ventricle, these are the present true organs, true auricles. Auricle and ventricle, these are the true chambers, and sinus venosus and conus arteriosus, these are the accessory chambers. So it is called as a two-chambered heart. Then in the fish, so it is the important for your practical. Elasmo branch, it is a class of Scalidon. Scalidon heart is important in your practical study. So heart of the Scalidon, it is S-shaped structure. It's showing two chambers, auricle and ventricle. Also there are two chambers, also accessory chambers. These are the sinus venosus and conus arteriosus. And these chambers, only deoxygenated blood pass to these chambers. So it is called also venous heart. So this blood, venous blood, carried towards the gills for purification. After purification, blood is collected and then supplied to all body parts. So this type of circulation, one time these are passed through this only venous blood through these chambers or heart, it is called as a single circulation, and this heart is called the venous heart. So this is the heart of Scalidon. So ventral view and dorsal view. So this is the conus arteriosus and the sinus venosus. So sinus venosus, how it is formed? Two hepatic sinus veins and cardinal veins together forming a sinus venosus. This sinus venosus open into the auricle. Then this is the auricle. Then ventricle. So this is the part. Ventricle, auricle, conus arteriosus, and this is the ventral aorta. So auricle and ventricle, these are the only true chambers. And remaining, the sinus venosus, conus arteriosus, these are the accessory chambers. So these two views, dorsal and ventral view, this is also lateral view. How this sinus venosus is formed? Sinus venosus formed by cardinal vein and sinus hepatic sinus vein together form sinus venosus. This sinus venosus open into the auricle by sino-auricular opening, and it is wall in this place. It is called as a sino-auricular wall. Then auricle, which is opens into the ventricle by opening, it is called as the auriculoventricular aperture, and wall is present, it is called as the auriculoventricular wall. Then this is the ventricle, and ventricle which opens into the conus arteriosus. In this also semilunar valves are present. What is the role of valve? Valve, these are prevent backward flow of the blood. So deoxygenated blood collected through this sinus, hepatic sinus, cardinal vein, and there is a formation of sinus venosus. This deoxygenated blood enter into the auricle, auricle to ventricle, and then ventricle to this ventral aorta, which consisting aortic arches. And so this single circulation, sinus venosus, auricle, ventricle, and ventral aorta through conus arteriosus, ventral aorta, and this is called as a single circulation, and blood carried towards this chambers, and this heart, it is called as a venous heart, because blood is deoxygenated or impure blood passed towards the aortic arches. Then aortic arches supply, there are two types of aortic arches, afferent and efferent. This afferent collect this venous blood to the gills, and then after purification in the gills, these are collected by efferent and then supplied towards the all body parts. Like this way, this is the two chambered heart. Only these are two true chambers, auricle and ventricle, and sinus venosus and also conus arteriosus. These are the accessory chambers. This is the heart, which is covered by pericardium, and inside them there is a pericardial fluid is present. So dogfish or scalodon heart is venous heart and two chambered heart. Only auricle and ventricle, these are true chambers. Then three chambered heart. For example, in dipnoi, fishes, amphibia, reptiles, these are the, except crocodile. Crocodile, it is four chambered heart. These three chambers, namely two auricle and one ventricle. These auricles are separated by septum, it is called as the interauricular septum. Then in the ventricle, there is a not complete septum is present. So blood is mixed blood. So the mixed blood which is supplied towards the body. And new also there is a pulmonary circulation is developed because of presence of in the this amphibia, reptile, there is a lungs are well developed. So we see in the diagram first. This is the frog heart. So auricle, two auricle, one ventricle. So in between these two auricles, there is a septum. It is called as the auriculoventricular septum, or interauricular septum. In between these two auricles, these are a septum. It is called as the interauricular septum. And this is the right auricle, this is the left auricle. In the right auricle, there is an opening of sinus venosus. So sinus venosus, how it is formed? It is formation of the two precaval and one postcaval. This is the lower surface, this is the postcaval, which collect blood from the lower surface. And precaval, this is one and this one, right and left. this collect blood from the upper surface of the body, and this two pre-caval and one post-caval, there is a formation of sinus venosus. Sinus venosus opens into the right auricle, and opening of pulmonary vein which collect blood from the lungs, and this blood is pure blood, and this carry into the left auricle. Then this auricle opens into the ventricle. Opening, it is called as a auriculoventricular opening, and there is a valve, it is called as the auriculoventricular valve. Two sides also, these are the in this right side and left side. So only in the auricle there is a septum is present, and ventricle, it is the triangular in shape, muscular. Inside them there is a muscular ridges are formed. These are called as a columnicorn, and this thread-like structure, it is called as a quadi tendon. This attaches to the muscular part of this ventricle. Then from this left side, right side, the aorta, which is start from the left right ventricle side, and this is called as the truncus arteriosus. Inside them there is a truncus arteriosus. Upper part, it is called as a phalangium, upper part called as the synangium, lower part it is called as a phalangium. In between this lumen of this truncus arteriosus, there is a presence of valve. This valve, it is called as a spiral valve, and it attaches to the one dorsal surface, and there are this then divide truncus arteriosus into the pulmocutaneous. There are two pulmo means it carry blood towards the lung, and also cutaneous means it carry blood towards the skin. So this is the description in amphibian. This amphibian heart is advanced than the fish heart. Sinus venosus open into the right auricle. Then interauriculum septum is also present. Then this in the auricle there is a separated blood is present. Oxygenated blood which is present in the left auricle, and deoxygenated blood which is carried towards the sinus venosus, it is present in the right auricle. So ventricle is single, but it is muscular, and in there is a muscular ridges are formed, and due to this muscular ridges, blood is mixed, and this mixed blood is supplied towards the systemic aorta or truncus arterius. Then left ventricle, there is a formation of conus or truncus arteriosus arises, which is divided by spiral valve, and this direct deoxygenated blood to the pulmocutaneous pulmonary vessel, and oxygenated blood to the systemic vessel. So lumen of this conus arteriosus, it is called as a phalangium. Lower part it is called phalangium, upper part it is called as a synangium. Then spiral valve, it is attached to the conus dorsally, and three faces, these are free. It divides this conus arteriosus into two: cavum pulmocutaneum means pulmo, lung, and cutaneous skins. It divides blood supply towards this, and cavum aorticum means dorsal aorta, and this dorsal aorta supplied towards all body parts. So this is the conus arteriosus or truncus arteriosus. In that there is a presence of spiral valve, and this spiral valve, this part it is called as the phalangium, upper part it is called as synangium, and this is the shape of this heart. It is triangular shape, but presence of two auricles separated and one ventricle, but there is no separation. So it is called as a three-chambered heart. So we see in this is the diagram we see in the theory. So in the fish, so how the sinus venosus is formed? So this is the cardinal and cuvier hepatic sinus together form sinus venosus, enter into the auricle to ventricle. There is a valve, it is called as the auriculoventricular valve. Ventricle opens into the conus arteriosus. These are also called semilunar valve, and then there is a ventral aorta, and there is a presence of systemic presence of this aortic arches. So this found in the true chambers, auricle and ventricle, and two are the accessory chambers, sinus venosus and this conus arteriosus. These are the accessory chambers. Then in the auricle, In the next, reptile. Heart of reptile, it is also advanced than the amphibians. In this also two auricle and two ventricle. In the some of these animals, these are two ventricle, but these are also incomplete partition. Due to this, blood is mixed, and this mixed blood is these are supplied towards the body. In a reptilian heart also, four chambers, two auricle and two incomplete ventricles. And due to this mixing of venous blood in the ventricle, this mixed blood which is supplied to all parts of the body. And so it is also called transitional heart. So this is the diagram of reptiles. Auricle, two auricle, right auricle, left auricle. In right auricle, there is an opening of sinus venosus. So it is opening, it is called as sino-auricular aperture. In between these two auricle, there is a partition, it is called as inter-auricular septum. So this is the pulmonary artery which supply blood towards the lung for purification. So blood is collected from this right side ventricle, which is presence of this blood, it is deoxygenated blood, and this blood collected by this pulmonary aorta carried towards the lung for purification. And purified blood which is collected by the pulmonary vein, which open into the left auricle. So right side there is a presence of deoxygenated blood, and left side there is a pure blood. So opening of this auricle into the ventricle, it is also called valve, auriculoventricular valve. Then left side also auricular ventricular valve, and this is the muscular reach, but there is a not partition in between these ventricles. So this is the aorta, which from the left side. So this left side and right side. So this mixed blood which is supplied towards this dorsal aorta. So there is a formation of pulmonary vein, pulmonary artery, and this is the dorsal aorta, right side and left side, dorsal aorta. And this blood is mixed blood because of left side there is a pure blood which this expelled into the left side of the ventricle. Then right side, this blood expelled into the right side of the ventricle, and this blood is due to this muscular ridges. This blood when contract, then this mixed blood, and this mixed blood which is carried towards this systemic aorta, right and left, and they supply towards the body of all body parts. So this is the reptilian heart. Then in the crocodile, there is a two auricle and two ventricles. There is a complete separation of the auricle and ventricle, and also complete separation of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. But in these right and left systemic aorta carrying arterial and venous blood, they respectively join to form dorsal aorta, and in which there is a mixing of the blood, and this mixed blood, it is called as a mixed blood which is supplied to all body parts. So in between these two, when this systemic aorta cross, in that there is a small hole is present, and this hole is called as a foramen of Panizza. And due to this hole, the mixed deoxygenated and oxygenated blood, and this mixed blood which is supplied towards the body of all body parts. So in the diagram, we see in the diagram. So this is the amphibia, sinus venosus, how it is formed, precaval and postcaval. So there is a formation of sinus venosus. Sinus venosus open into the right side of the right auricle, and left side there is opening of pulmonary vein. So this side deoxygenated blood, this side oxygenated blood. In between these two auricles there is a complete partition, and there is a valve, auriculoventricular valve. This is the ventricle. Ventricle, it is mixed blood which is supplied. So this is the spiral valve, and this spiral valve directed blood towards the systemic aorta and also aortic arches. These are the aortic arches, and pulmocutaneum and dorsal aorta. So this is the amphibia. Then in crocodile, this is the separation of this, complete separation of, this is the left auricle, right auricle, there is an opening of sinus venosus into the right auricle. In between this auricle, septum is present, it is called as the interauricular septum. In also ventricle, right and left, is there is a presence of septum, it is called as a interventricular septum. But there are only three arteries are present: left aortic trunk, and right aortic trunk. And this is the pulmonary carry towards the lung. So when this cross each other, in between them there is a presence of the hole, and this hole it is called as a foramen panizza. And due to mixing, there is a blood supply to the mixed blood is supplied to all body parts. Only in the crocodilian heart. So only four-chambered heart, but mixed blood is supplied. And in between this, when this cross each other, this aorta, in between them there is a presence of hole, and due to this there is a mixed blood, and this mixed blood is supplied to all body parts. So this is the reptile heart. Then in the mammal, four-chambered heart. Single-chambered means these are found in the cephalocordate, two-chambered in the dogfish or scalidon, three-chambered in the amphibia, and four-chambered in the, it is also called pulmonary heart. These are found in the birds and mammals. So in the bird and mammal, these are completely divided ventricle, and also four-chambered, completely divided auricle, completely divided ventricles. So left auricle receives oxygenated blood from the lungs, and left ventricle into left ventricle, which pumps it to the entire body through the systemic circulation. Right auricle receives deoxygenated blood returning from the body, passes to the right ventricle, which pumps it to the lungs for purification. And thus there is a double circulation, or it is also called pulmonary circulation. For example, this is the bird heart. So these are, sinus venosus is absent in this bird and mammal. So opening of this precaval vein, these are separately open into the right auricle. So opening of right precaval, opening of left precaval, opening of postcaval. In this valve is also present in the postcaval. It is called as the eustachian valve. अरे ऐकायला येते ना?
Yes, ma'am.
So these are the three separately opens, and this sinus venosus, it is in embryonic condition. In between this auricle and ventricle there is a hole, and it is called as a foramen ovale. But in adult, this hole is also absent. Only there is a groove or ridge is present. It is called as a sulcus terminalis, external and also internal. So in between these two auricles there is a presence of partition. It is called as the interauricular septum. So right auricle, left auricle. Left auricle, there is a presence of opening of pulmonary veins. Pulmonary veins carry blood from the lungs. In bird, there are 4 pulmonary veins are present. So this pulmonary aorta collect blood from the right side of the ventricle. This originated from the right side of the ventricle, collect deoxygenated blood and supply towards the lung for purification. Then this is the systemic aorta, right systemic aorta. In the bird, right systemic aorta is only one systemic aorta is present, and in mammal, left side or left systemic aorta is present. So this is the originated from the left side of the ventricle and collected pure blood and supplied to all body parts. So right auricle opens into the ventricle by a valve. It is called as a, this is the valve, tricuspid, and one side bicuspid. So these are the valves are present. This side, in the left side, it is called as a bicuspid valve. 2 valves are present, and in this side it is called as a tricuspid valve. In the also systemic aorta, there is a presence of wall. Inside them, there is a semilunar wall. So these tricuspid walls and bicuspid wall prevent backward flow of blood. So this wall or this prevent the backward flow of the blood which is then contract when auricle, blood is passed towards the left. When auricle contract, the blood is passed towards the ventricle. So right side there is a impure blood and left side there is a pure blood. So this auricle contract, then blood is carried towards into the right auricle, and this blood is also impure blood. And left side it is only consisting pure blood. When it contract, then it carried towards the left ventricle. In between the ventricle, it is the muscular. In the ventricle, there is also partition. This is called as the interventricular septum. So this ventricle auricle or interauricular septum, and in ventricle, interventricular septum. This is also muscular triangular part and brownish in color. And in these muscles, inside them there is a quadritendinae, the quadritendinae thread-like part which attaches to the wall, and then muscles are present in the heart. It is called as the papillary muscles. These papillary muscles and quadritendinae, these are present in the bird heart. So in the bird heart, there are one pulmonary aorta, one systemic aorta, and these are the three openings. These are the post caval which carry blood from the whole below lower body part, and pre-caval, this carry blood upper part of the body. These are opens into the wall, open into the right auricle, and this wall of this post caval, it is called as the Eustachian wall. And these are the open into this opening, it is called as the auricle. Then auricle's blood carried towards this ventricle, and in between there is a wall, it is called as a tricuspid wall, and in this side bicuspid wall. So these are separated. This side only consisting deoxygenated blood, and this side consisting only oxygenated blood. So it is called as a double circulation, or blood is pure blood one side, impure blood one side, and these are passing through this. So right this auricle, left auricle, blood carried towards the ventricle. From this ventricle, blood carried towards this aorta to all body parts. From all body parts, blood collected by the post caval, then and pre-caval, then again carried towards the in the auricle to also ventricle, right auricle, right ventricle, right from right ventricle, blood carried towards the aorta into the pulmonary aorta, in this through this lungs for the purification, and from lung blood is collected by pulmonary vein, and this circulation, it is called as a double circulation. And this is the lumen of ventricle, thick wall, left side, right side, these are the lumen, and these papillary muscles and quadritendinae, these are present in all, but papillary muscles are present in the also bird and mammal. So it is called as a pulmonary heart or double circulation heart. Then mammal example for this, there is a rabbit, well-known example. So comparison in your practical study, heart of fish, heart of amphibia or frog, heart of lizard, heart of also bird or owls or pigeon, and mammals example rabbit. So this is also mammal well-known example. It is also called the pulmonary heart. So this is the heart. It consisting, there is a presence of Eustachian wall, and also there is a one of this also addition. Heart from the deoxygenated from the wall of heart, there is also, it is called as a coronary sinus. This coronary sinus also open into the right auricle. Wall is called Thapsian wall. So only in the mammals these are found. So this is the Eustachian valve, opening of post caval. These are separately open pre-caval, Eustachian valve, and right auricle, left auricle. In this left auricle, there is an opening of pulmonary vein. There is a partition interauricular septum in between these two auricles. These are called interauricular septum. In a ventricle, there is a interventricular septum. In this also, tricuspid valve, one side, or right side tricuspid valve, and left side bicuspid valve. Chordae tendineae and papillary muscles, these are also present. And only one, this aorta originated from the left side of the ventricle or left ventricle. This aorta, it is the left systemic aorta. Only one aorta is present, and from this right side of this right side blood is deoxygenated blood. This blood is collected by a valve, collected by pulmonary aorta, and this pulmonary aorta also consisting semilunar valve, and this aorta then carry blood towards the lung for purification. And after purification, blood is collected by pulmonary vein, which opens into the right auricle. Then right auricle to, when it contract, blood is expelled into the left side of the ventricle. Then right side vein, blood, deoxygenated blood is present, and this vein contract, then carry towards the right ventricle. So from right ventricle, blood is collected by pulmonary aorta to the lung for purification, and from this left ventricle originated left systemic aorta. So this is the systemic aorta supply blood towards the all body parts, and this is the post caval collected lower part of the body and open into the right auricle. So it is also double circulation in the blood of this. आता इथे हे बघूया आपण. There is no mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. So this heart is known as pulmonary heart. Sinus venosus is totally absent, or it is being incorporated into the right auricle. Right auricle directly receives two precavals and postcaval. And union of the sinus with the right auricle, in some cases it is marked externally by groove. It is called as sursus terminalis. तुम्हाला MCQ विचारतात बघा theoryला. And internally by muscular reach crista terminalis. Left auricle receives blood directly through the pulmonary aorta, and left auricle which receives blood directly through the pulmonary aorta, leaving the right ventricle for lungs, and single systemic aorta leaving the left ventricle. Blood from the wall of heart is brought to auricle by coronary sinus in human being and also other mammals. This is the coronary sinus which opens into the right auricle, and this valve it is called as a Thepsian valve or coronary valve. Interauricular septum is also complete in the adult, but when in embryonic condition there is a hole is present. It is called as a fossa ovalis, and in adult only depression is present. It is called as a fossa ovalis. In embryonic condition it is called as a foramen ovale. So like this way. Next, this is the we compare like comparing. आता यामध्ये बघा 4 chamber heart दोन्ही पण दाखवते. Post caval vein open separately, pre-caval vein open separately, two pre-caval vein. These are opens into this right auricle, and these are the pulmonary vein carry blood from the lungs open into the left auricle. In between these two there is the presence of partition, interauricular septum. In between there is a ventricle, there is a presence of interventricular septum. These are the valves. Right side tricuspid, left side bicuspid, and these also valves are consisting pulmonary trunk, which also consisting semilunar valve. It collect blood from the right ventricle and pass towards the lung for purification. In this also left ventricle originated systemic aorta, and this also consisting wall, and this supply to all body parts. Like this way, this side only consisting pure blood, and this side only consisting impure blood, and these are separated, and it is called as a double circulation. Like this way, this we compare. So structure: fish heart, then frog heart, reptilian or calatis heart, lizard, pigeon, and rabbit. How it compare? Pericardium present all the heart. Pericardium, it is the important covering on the heart in the all animals. Then shape of the heart S-shaped in the dogfish or scallydog. Then in frog triangular, in reptile triangular, in birds also triangular, and in mammal also pear shaped. In birds it is pear shaped, and in mammal it is triangular. Then nature of the heart, it is called the venous heart, because venous blood is carried towards the aortic arches, or these are afferent, and so deoxygenated blood is present in the heart, so it is called as the venous heart. And amphibian non-venous heart, reptiles non-venous heart, birds non-venous heart, then also mammals non-venous heart. Then chambers, how many chambers are present? In fish, only two chambers, one auricle, one ventricle. And another two, conus and sinus venosus, these are the accessory chambers. In amphibia, three-chambered heart, two auricle and one ventricle. In reptiles, three or four. In crocodile only four-chambered heart. So two auricle and one ventricle. In bird, two auricle, two ventricle. In mammals, two auricle, two ventricle. Then nature of circulation: in fish, single circulation. Blood is only one time passed towards this. In the amphibia, incomplete, means anterior side there are separated. Auricle, there is a separated blood, but in ventricle there is a mixed blood. So incomplete double mixed circulation. Incomplete double mixed circulation. In the birds, double circulation, because there is separated. Deoxygenated and oxygenated blood is separated. In mammal also double circulation. Then venous and arterial blood, it is mixed in fish. In amphibia also mixed. In reptiles also mixed. In birds, these are separated, and mammals also separated. Then sinus venosus, it is present in fish, present in amphibia, present in reptile, but absent in sinus venosus is absent in bird and mammal, absent. These are precaval, postcaval open separately. So sinus venosus absent. Then conus arteriosus, it is present in the fish, present in the reptile, present in the frog, but reptiles, these are absent, and bird and mammals are also absent. Truncus arteriosus, so it is present in the amphibia, absent in the bird, reptile, and mammal. Then spiral wall, absent in the fish, present in the only frog, absent in the lizard, absent also absent in the bird and mammals. Then interauricular septum, in fish it is absent, in amphibia it is present, then present in the all remaining lizard, bird, and mammals. Then semilunar wall, these are present in all animals, in fish, amphibia, reptile, and mammals. Then bicuspid and tricuspid wall, these are absent in the fish. Then amphibia, these are called auriculoventricular wall or bicuspid, tricuspid. They are all present in the all animals. Precaval and postcaval. In the fish, there is a presence of hepatic sinus and cardinal sinus. So in this absent, Then amphibia, sinus venosus formed by these three veins. Then sinus venosus present and absent in mammal and bird. Foramen panizza, these are absent in the fish, absent in the mammal, absent in the amphibia, only present in the reptiles, crocodile, and absent in the bird and mammal. Then pulmonary vein, because of gills are present in the fish, there is a absence of pulmonary vein. Then it is present in amphibia, reptile, bird and mammal. Then blood vessel arising from the ventricles. These are the conus arteriosus only in the fish. In amphibia, truncus arteriosus. In the reptile, there are three: pulmonary aorta 1, right 1, and systemic aorta. These are the left side and right side. These are, so total three systemic aortas are total three aortic arches are present. In the bird, two aortic arches present: pulmonary aorta and right systemic aorta. And in mammal, it is consisting left systemic aorta and pulmonary aorta. So like this way we compare this heart. काय शंका आहे का रे तुम्हाला? विचारा आता. हॅलो, हॅलो अर्पिता, ऐकायला येते का?
मॅम लेफ्ट झालेत सगळे, आम्ही दोघीच आहे.
का बरं?
काय माहित.
होय काय?
हा, प्राजक्ता आणि मी दोघीच आहे आता.
मग एवढं का तुम्हाला प्रॅक्टिकल घ्यायचं नाही काय?
काय माहित मॅम, माझी 6 जण होते, परत एक लेफ्ट झाले.
होय काय?
हा,
आम्ही दोघी जणीच आहे.
हा, दोघीच आहे. तुम्ही काय करा आता, त्याचं हे काढून ठेवा, मला हे दे, स्क्रीनशॉट तेवढा दे. कुणाला गरज नसेल त्याने राहून दे. तुम्हाला काय शंका आहे का?
नाही मॅम.
नाही.
एक रिव्हिजन म्हणून झाले. आणि तुम्हाला प्रॅक्टिकल साठी तुम्हाला विचारतात आयडेंटिफाय, डिस्क्राईब, यामध्ये कुठलंही एक हार्टचं हे ठेवलं जाईल, फोटोग्राफ, आणि त्यावरती तुम्हाला लिहायचं आहे आयडेंटिफाय अँड डिस्क्राईब. मग कुठला हार्ट आहे ते ओळखायचं आहे, त्याच्यावरती कमेंट हे द्यायचं आहे, डिस्क्रिप्शन द्यायचं आहे. म्हणून हे परत मी घेतलेलं आहे. समजलं सर्वांना? हे थिअरी तुम्हाला झालेलंच आहे आणि प्रॅक्टिकलला पण आहे. प्रॅक्टिकल परीक्षा होणार आहे तुमच्या, टीवायच्या तरी होणार आहे, आणि त्यामध्ये तुम्हाला आयडेंटिफाय, डिस्क्राईब साठी हे विचारलं जातं. बघा आता तुम्हीच काय करायचं ते ठरवा. आता बसायचं, प्रॅक्टिकलला प्रेझेंट राहायचं का नाही. आता प्रॅक्टिकल नंतरच म्हणजे हे एक प्रॅक्टिकल होतं माझं, कम्पॅरेटिव्ह अॅनाटॉमी ऑफ हार्ट, आणि नंतर 21 तारखेला आहे कम्पॅरेटिव्ह अॅनाटॉमी ऑफ ब्रेन. कुणाला गरज असेल त्यांनी या, थिअरीची पण तेवढीच तयारी होती, त्यामुळे कुणाला गरज असेल त्यांनी या. प्रॅक्टिकलच आहे ते पण, प्रॅक्टिकललाच विचारले जातात, प्रॅक्टिकलच्या रिलेटेडच हे घेते मी. हे रिव्हिजन वजा किंवा तुम्हाला प्रॅक्टिकल स्टडी म्हणून आहे. झाले सगळे लेफ्ट, त्यांना ज्यांना गरज नाही त्यांना राहून द्या, मला काही घेणं देणं नाही आहे त्याच. चालतंय. दोघी अर्पिता तेवढा स्क्रीनशॉट काढ आणि दे मला. ठेवू का? थांबूया इथं मग.
ओके मॅम. मॅडम स्क्रीनशॉट कसं सेंड करायचं तुम्हाला?
मोबाईल नंबर नाही का माझा?
नाहीये, अर्पिता पण लेफ्ट आहे.
होय का?
हा,
नंबर सांगते त्याच्यावरती कर. 94.
प्राजक्ता घेतेय का तू नंबर?
ती पण गेली असेल तोपर्यंत. 942205.
बनता है खास सरबती गेहूं से।
हॅलो, तेजू तरी आहे का ग?
नाही, तेजू पण नाही मॅम. स्नेहल आणि प्राजक्ता हम दोघीच आहे, मी आणि प्राजक्ता.
तुम्ही आहे तर तुम्ही काय करा, तुम्हीच घ्या स्क्रीनशॉट आणि मला द्या आता हे करून पाठवून.
हा बर ठीक आहे, पाठवते.
नंबर देते माझा 94. 22605785. हा
ओके.
ओके, थँक्यू.
हा
मी तरी निदान थांबला, बस थांबते आता. हा
हा थँक्यू मॅम.
हा, वेलकम. या मुलांना काही गरज नाही आहे बा, असं आहे. प्रॅक्टिकल एवढा देतोय आपण, 5 आणि 6 अशी पोरं असल्यावर काय करायचं सांगू. फर्स्ट इयर का सेकंड इयर? होय, मग ह्यांना झापायला पाहिजे खरं.